Everything we were looking at, we compared to here. We had, I guess, an emotional attachment to the location in terms of proximity to the beach and to the neighbours.
It's not just about the site that the house is on. We've lived here for over a decade. Kids have grown up here, love the place, love the community. There was a lot of history that we wanted to not let go of. We were wondering whether a renovation was even possible. It's to the wrong side of a semi, stuck to another house.
And I think I spoke to 3 architects and I got 3 very different responses. 2 of them were like, just sell it. When I went back to Pete and Teresa, they came out with something different.
Just before we renovated, there were 5 of us in 2 rooms.
By the time the kids got bigger, it became a little bit more challenging.
Light and thermals were top of the brief. It was a cold house, and upstairs in the old converted loft, it was belting hot. Light was very restricted to a few pockets of the house.
Because it's on the south side of the terrace, it never really got much direct sun. The back of the house faces east, so you could get these glimpses of the green and the ocean, but getting some light through was always going to be a challenge.
We actually gave up footprint because we wanted that extra outdoor space. We've seen a lot of houses around here build out to boundary and really kind of create little fortresses. We didn't want that. We like our community. Part of the design was to have privacy, but in a softer way.
There's 2 adults and 3 kids, but it's not going to be like that forever.
Part of the consideration was, as our family grows, what are the choices we need to make? Bathroom access, what is a bedroom might become something else later on.
When we moved in, we had 2 small children and we spent a lot of time in the courtyard. We just kind of used the house backwards, so the back door was more the front door.
After living in an eco-village in the Gold Coast, we saw and felt what a home could be in design with the right thermals and the right light.
And it was the first time I'd been in a house like that didn't require air conditioning and was fully open and just designed in those principles.
For us, sustainability is minimising waste, just managing our own resources.
So I really wanted it to be more comfortable in terms of the extremes of hot and cold. It was very difficult to heat, so we just put on beanies and gloves inside.
Very quickly, we were happy with putting a lot of our budget toward glazing. You know, just in the first few weeks of living here in summer, huge difference. On some days, you'd swear there was air conditioning on. We wanted to make sure we salvaged as much as possible, and that was an ongoing discovery. There's perfectly good brick there, perfectly good thermal mass, and it's quite beautiful actually when we've stripped it back.
There were things that I really wanted to do rather than just knock it down and rebuild, which is kind of what people do.
We have that kind of historical or emotional tie-in to the original part of the house. For a while, we've bought a lot in bulk, trying to feed 5 humans.
Yeah, I shop for the apocalypse. Pasta, oats, muesli, flour, things like nuts or dried fruit.
It looks like we're preparing for the apocalypse. We're just preparing for the next school week.
When we were in Currumbin, we really wanted to have chickens.
They are pets, but that was driven also by our sustainability preference. They do help us minimise a lot of waste.
They eat scraps and keep us company, dig up the garden.
There is an element of the site. We're in a nature corridor. There's Tamarama Gully just down the road, and then to the south is Bronte Gully. So how, as part of the design, could we create that stepping stone for wildlife? And then that manifested in 2 roof gardens. So the day that we get a superb fairy wren in our garden, we know we've done the job. There's little pockets of joy that we keep seeing and discovering.
It's not finished, so at the moment there's just a lot of stuff everywhere.
Even though it's still unfinished and there's boxes, it feels great.